Title: Night Watch. Time to close. At midnight, Karen was tossing and turning restlessly in her bedroom. She had been experiencing strange events for a week. Every night, she felt the same thing but couldn't explain it. Tonight, the same dream repeated itself. She found herself outside her bedroom door in a dim and silent corridor. All she could hear was the strange creaking in front of her door. Every time she opened the door, she would transition from an empty room to another. Karen couldn't make sense of these strange dreams and the odd occurrences throughout the night. Her eyes were burning from sleeplessness, and she finally fell asleep. In the dream, the creaking outside her door was louder and more ominous. This time, she felt something in the room. She abruptly woke up and trembled as she saw the message written on the wall across from her. "It's time to close." Panic-stricken, Karen turned on the light and grabbed her phone. She dialed 911 frantically, but there was an eerie silence before she could make the call. She hung up her phone in silence and returned to her bed. The next morning, Karen woke up exhausted and sleep-deprived. As she rubbed her eyes, she noticed that the TV was on in front of her. However, there was no sound, only a white screen. Suddenly, on the white screen, a face with bloodshot eyes appeared. Karen recoiled in horror, trying to unplug the TV, but she couldn't disconnect it. The face grew larger on the screen and smiled with a sinister, bloody grin. Karen, terrified, wandered around her room, realizing that the horrifying face was everywhere. On the walls, in mirrors, even on the surfaces of her furniture. Her heart raced, and she tried to figure out what to do in her panicked state. She decided to leave the room and headed towards the door. As she got closer to the door, she noticed something was wrong. The name on the door wasn't hers. It read Hannah. Karen withdrew in fear and couldn't bring herself to open it. Suddenly, a strange melody began to play throughout the house. The melody was accelerating with each passing second. Karen followed the sound to the room it was coming from and opened the door. Inside, there was a woman sitting in a wheelchair, her eyes as red as blood, playing a melodica. The woman stopped playing the melody and turned to face Karen. Her face was slightly different from the terrifying one, but it was still horrifying. With a sinister smile, the woman approached Karen. Karen tried to escape, but she felt like the room was spinning strangely. The walls seemed to be closing in on her, and in a moment, she found herself thrown into another room. This room was even more terrifying, with signs of blood and violence everywhere. Desperately, Karen tried to escape the house, but she was thrown into a different room each time. She felt like she was lost in a maze. The woman was always following her. Finally, Karen felt trapped in a room. The walls were closing in on her slowly, trying to crush her. The woman approached with a sinister smile and whispered in Karen's ear, "It's time to close." Karen's screams filled the entire house, but no one heard her. And from that day on, Karen never returned. The house was filled with the haunting presence of the young woman who had disappeared. This terrifying story recounts Karen's strange experiences in her house and her ultimate disappearance. It is designed to provide viewers with a chilling experience of fear and suspense.